Hi everyone, welcome to webinar 7 and this is on Google Classroom. Just as a note, like always, if the image or the video is blurry at all, change in your settings from the quality from audio to 480 or whatever the highest one is that you can use, and it will be clear again. So we're going to start off with going to Google Classroom. If you've never logged in with Google Classroom, if we search Google Classroom, and then you go here, you need a Google Education account in order to actually access Google Classroom. So you'll not be able to access it with your regular Gmail account. You need an account that is an education account. So when you log in, this is your dashboard. And we'll go over some things shortly over on to the left here, what we have. But in order to create or to add a class, you click on this little plus button. Now, as a teacher, you can join a class or you can create a class. Students only have the option to join a class, but teachers can also create a class, obviously. So we'll create a class, and then we can title our class. So we have our name, we have our section. So we have our class name, so we can call it history. We have our section, maybe period 3, and the subject's global history. So now this is our class dashboard. From here, we can change the background here by selecting our theme. If this is art, English, whatever you want, you can change it just like we do in forms. A lot of the images are actually very similar, but you can change the icons back here. For right now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. Well, so right here is where any announcements, this is kind of like the home page, the dashboard for this class. So your students will see this as a stream, basically almost like a Facebook stream, where any announcements are posted, our assignments, activity is all posted right here. On the left here, if you had an assignment, which I'll show you in a minute, everything will show up right here. So any work that's coming up, which is really great for students, so it kind of shows them exactly what they need to go down the line, the calendar, so it kind of lays it all out for them so they don't have to go scrolling through here. Any topics, and then the stream, you can show or delete it. The students, I don't think have this, but they definitely have the work that's due. So from your stream, you can add an assignment by clicking here. So you can either create an announcement, you can create an assignment for the students, you can ask the students a question, or you can reuse an old post. So for right now, let's create an announcement. As it says right here, this is pretending like I haven't been on this for the first time, but when you post, you can either post it right away or you can post it down the line. So the announcement can be if we have a special topic that we want to group this to, we can. If we want to attach any documents or a file, we can do so from here. We can also upload something from our drive, a YouTube video, or just a regular link. And like I said before, you can either post it right away or you can post to it in, you can schedule it to be posted tomorrow night, over the weekend, whenever you want. So we can post it. And there we go. If I create an assignment, same thing. So maybe this is a civilizations essay the students were writing. So we're going to change it due. So let's just make this due on the 22nd. From here, if we want to go to Drive, if I had a document, so we can say example document, and we add it, now students can view the file, they can edit it, or they can make it, we can make a copy for each of our students. So this will actually go into their own Drive, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So this will actually go into each student's Drive under their history, the global history class, and they'll all have this sample document. So let's say we're going to make a copy for each student. So now the students don't even really have an excuse saying, I don't know where the document is, I don't have the file. It's automatically put there for them. So it's not even that they have to then, go and edit it or copy it. They just have to open it and then they can fill it in. So this is really nice because you can actually create kind of like a template for students and they just have to fill it in. Maybe if you're doing math problems, you can have them have a bunch of math problems on there. They just have to answer it. Whatever it may be, if you made a copy for each student, there's no excuses for them as to, I couldn't find it, I didn't get it. It's already automatically in their Drive. And then we're going to assign it. And so here, I can see who's completed it and who's not completed it. So as the students actually turn it in, and I've showed you what it looks like from a student point of view and in the video in the lesson, but you can actually see who's turned it in, who's not turned it in. And then if you click on it, I don't have students in this course, but you can actually see here, we list all the students. And then for each one, you would actually be able to go in and type in their grade right away. And you can see the instructions. So if we go to our students, obviously I don't have any students in this right now, but I can invite students by either a group that I might have, or so if I have contacts, or any groups that I might have. So I can actually invite people straight from there. When students want to join the class, so when we are back on the main page of Google Classroom, so right here, students would click the plus sign and then join class, and the code that they would put in is this code right here. And you can always reset it or disable it. So if you did it and you want closed out, you don't want anyone else to join, you can just disable it. But this is the code that they'll put in right here, just to make it a little bit easier. And then if you want to give kind of an overview of the course, anything, if you want to see where this is the Drive, you can see everything right here. You can also, this is really great for co-teachers, you can invite other teachers. So if you have a co-teacher, you can invite the other teacher to this class as well, and they'll actually be a co-teacher. They won't be seen as a student. They'll be on equal footing with you, so they can do everything that you can do as well. So notice I went to no work is due soon because this is due in 2 weeks. But if I click on view all, it's showing that this is due on November 22nd. So it kind of gives you the heads up. If we go back to our classes, so notice how right here, if I click on this the lines, we have our classes, which brings us to this dashboard here. We also have our calendar. So our calendar is great because if we have multiple classes and multiple sections, we can see everything at once. So I want to see all my classes, and I can see it for the week. I'm going to scroll over, there's nothing going on. But on the 22nd, I have that assignment due. So it's automatically right here. So if I was a student and I was in 5 different classes, all my assignments could be on this calendar right away. So it's kind of automatically sorting and setting everything up for us. This is also great because it also can link to your Google Calendar as well. So you can easily, that's brings us to today, but you can easily link this to your Google Calendar. So you can get access to it on your phone, on your desktop, your laptop, whatever it may be, wherever you have Google Calendar, which is really nice. If I click on work, that will show me all of the work that I have to do in kind of like a list form. Kind of like how Google, the calendar has that task view. Same thing here. The list view, the task view, is the same thing here. You see all of my um, assignments in a row. So as a teacher, it's really be helpful because I might know, oh, well, period 3, the essay's due on the 22nd, but period 5, the essay's not due till the 23rd, 24th. So you can really see everything in the line. You can see all your classes. You can pick out a specific class and see what that looks like. So it's really helpful in that way. And the same thing with the student. They'll see everything in order when things need to be done. Sometimes they kind of want just a list, and they'll be able to see everything. Finally, you have your history. You can click on your specific classes here if you want to. Settings, you can always change if you want email notifications. If you don't, so without any students in my make-believe classroom that I have, that's kind of the most I can show you at the moment. Like I said, you need to have a Google Education account. Your students need to have Google Education account in order to even access Classroom. If for any reason you can't do this, I mean, I personally think one of the best things about Google Classroom is this ability right here, being able to share, of creating a copy for all your students. You can actually do the same thing with the add-on Doctopus in Google Sheets and / have it using a Google Doc. So you could always use that if you wanted to. I will, however, show you what it looks like from Drive, because when you sign up for Google Classroom in your Drive that is associated with this email, a folder is automatically created called Classroom. So notice how I automatically have a folder called Classroom. So if I click on it, you'll notice that I automatically have my 2 classes. So I have History Period 3 and Test. If I go back here to my classes, I have History and Test. If I then click into it, I see the civilization essay, which is the assignment. And these are the templates. So this is a template that was sent out actually to all of my students. So if I had students in this class, I would see all their names. I would have everyone here. So the students, they'll have the same thing. So they might have a history, an English, math, science folder. And then within each one, you automatically have it arranged well. So you have like, oh, my civilization essay is right here. And here it is. So they'll automatically have everything already sorted for them right away so they can easily access it. If you go back to Classroom, and here, if we click on this little icon, it'll automatically open up the folder for us in Google Drive. Sometimes it's hard to navigate it, and that's really especially important to show students, because sometimes students struggle with navigating Google Drive. So if you just let them know, they can just click on the icon and it automatically brings them to the drive. That'd be really helpful. If you click on these little dots, I'll click on this one. You can edit it. So if you want to edit the name of the course, of the class, you can also see how you delete something. So first you have to archive it. Hit say yes, archive. So it disappears from your dashboard, but it's still not technically gone. In order to actually delete it, you need to go up here and go to archive classes. And now you see that here's the archive graph. It's kind of these little boxes all over it showing that it's not really there. And then you can actually delete it right from here. So we can restore it if we wanted to, if it was an accident, or we can delete it. So now it's disappeared. So yeah, so that wasn't, it's not very difficult to really use that. So that's pretty much it with Google Classroom. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. I think it's really awesome. Down here, the different things you can do. For student, by the way, they can't do the assignment, the question, read the post. They can only really respond. They can create one, I think they can maybe create an announcement or something similar. But you as teacher can actually have it set up that you have to review everything. And then even in the students tab, if you had a student that was misusing this in any way, you can actually have them that they can't post and comment. They can only comment. They can only the teacher can post and comment, and you can actually make that specific to individual students. So if you have one student that's really misusing Google Classroom and posting inappropriate things, you can change what they can actually do. And then just as a note, I'll show you what a question looks like. So we can ask them a question, any instructions that they might need, and then they can either do a short answer or we can do a multiple choice. So that might be great for a review. And so the students won't actually see the responses until, like everyone else's responses, until they submit it. So this isn't like, anywhere that they can actually cheat because they won't see the responses or the summary until they submit their own. You can actually even edit it here so they can't even see it. You just toggle it off. That might be a great, you could even set it up as an exit ticket or a do now. Just have them go on really quickly and test it out, to answer a question. Another great thing about Google Classroom, there is a app for it. So students can get notifications, can access it on their phones, really wherever they want to, which just makes it more accessible to everyone. So yet again, there's no excuses for students not to know what's going on in the classroom with their assignments or whatever, whatever's happening. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for Google Classroom. If you have any questions, I'll be around for a little bit. Just shoot it in the chat room. The little chat on the side to the right hand side of the video. And if not, you can always email me. Feel free to email me if you ask me any questions as well. All right. Please remember to do the survey. It is short. Just on Google Classroom, help me improve this webinar. There's one specific question about, what we talked about today, just so I know you guys actually watched it. And like I said, shoot me any questions if you have any. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Alright, guys, I'm going to sign off because it doesn't seem like anyone has any questions right now. Like I said, if you do, just shoot me an email and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great night and enjoy your Friday. Take care. Bye.